The World Bank and its sister organization, the International Monetary Fund, are very special organizations. They are sitting on top of the world's wealth, which was put into a secret account, and it has more gold than anybody knows about. And it is cloaked in secrecy. The bankers do not own that money. It's held in benefit for humanity. The World Bank and the IMF are listed on a special agreement that was signed in 1950 about that. Assets, it's gold. It's more gold than people know about. It's over 1 million metric tons of gold. And the World Bank and the IMF have a special role to play, making sure that that money is spent to the benefit of humanity.
So where's the gold? Some people believe that the gold in Fort Knox has disappeared. That's been in question for many years. Congressmen have attempted to get an audit of the gold in Fort Knox. So 1 million metric tons of gold is not something you can just hide. Where would you say that that gold is being stored?
400,000 metric tons are in the Central Bank of the Philippines. There's over 200,000 metric tons in Union Bank of Switzerland. And some of that gold is buried securely in the Philippines as well. Some of it is held in various banks, but the bulk of it is in the Philippines.
So the World Bank holds the note on that gold?
No. It is in a special trust account that was set up by Ferdinand Marcos, and the authorized signatory is a German banker lawyer by the name of Wolfgang Struck, who also lives in the Philippines.
So how do the people get the gold back? If it's their gold and it was taken by these bankers, how do we receive it?
That is the question. And they're just sitting there illegally and refusing to relinquish it. Part of the problem is that this gold is cloaked in secrecy. But in the last month, Wolfgang Struck has been publishing all of the documentation. So it's there for people to see. We have the originals. And people just have to make sure that the banks do what they're required to do, which is release the world's wealth.
Taong 1990, naganap ang sinasabing trial of the century kung saang milyong dolyar ang kinwestiyon kay Imelda sa kasong fraud at racketeering. Dito sa gym sa likod ng bahay nakatago ang mga dokumentong nagpapatunay raw na not guilty ang pamilyang Marcos tungkol sa questionableng mga kayamanan. Nakaayos ang mga ito na tila nakaabang sakali mang mga ilangan sila ng ebidensya anumang oras.
You're entering the documents of the trial of the century.
Oh!
Here. 170 banks that Marcos deposited money on. These are the 350,000 documents used against me. Now, all of that, all the mines, all the banks of the world, 170 banks of the world. And I have the bill of lading. And these are all U.S. government exhibit. All of this. Just to show you the bill of lading, how much is
$240 million. Oh my goodness. Is it million? Billion?
Billion.
Billion? 240 billion?
Only one shipment. And these are plenty of shipments. And then 5 sketches. Those shipments, we started them, all of this. Meralco. 2,900 hectares, that Greenfields, Alabang, that's all ours. I was going to build a satellite city for the poor. So, no, we are not the thieves. These are the people.
Mrs. Marcos, if we go by all of these, you are rich beyond compare.
No, this will save the world.
The world.
The world. This is the reason why I want to survive. And it's not for me anymore.
So, Mrs. Marcos, are you saying you're open to giving some or an amount of this one to the country to the Filipinos.
Not only the Philippines, but the world.
So what are you waiting for before you can attain your intention?
With this now, we are tied our hands with the whole press saying we are magnanakaw. We are the magnanakaw. Kami ang ninanakawan. We are the one who took it. Marcos suffered so much for this.
Ang naging depensa raw ni Imelda para maipanalo ang kaso, bago pa man raw naging presidente si Ferdinand, may mga ipong ginto na raw ito na lumaki ng lumaki ang halaga paglipas ng panahon.
When we started, it was $32 and then $35.
An ounce of gold. She's talking of gold.
Now, it's 1,300, 400, 500, 600, 800, naging iba-iba eh.
Iba-iba.
Ounce yan.
How many kilos?
And we are sitting on gold. You know, I won my case in New York on my 60th birthday.
I know, I was there. I covered you. And then you had a small party in that small Filipino pub.
Yeah.
You know, after the court, everybody went to that small Filipino pub. Punong-puno ng tao. Hindi ka makahinga. Kasi chest to chest na ang dami ng tao dun sa...
Nagkaroon ako ng
I
fun
remember.
Imagine, alone, widowed, orphan, first lady of a third country, winning the case of the century.
Okay.
Without a penny, I did not have one piece of document or one witness. I could not afford any of them.
Pero naghanda na ba kayo at that time, ma'am? May pinaghandaan na ho ba kayo? Na kung sakasakali, ako hindi ma-convict ako, were there already, wala?
I am resigned to whatever the Lord has planned for me. Anyway, I have always followed whatever they say about the good, the true, and the beautiful, and that is God being that is God made real. So I followed that path, and if you're in that path, you're in the path of God and the truth. Nobody can touch you. Can you imagine? I have now 986 cases, and all of them I won. And this case are not filed by individuals. They are filed by government, superpowers. And I have about 10 more, but I'm not afraid. I'm at peace with the truth.
It shows deposits in the name of Ferdinand Marcos in a bank in Brussels, and it's for 987 billion dollars. 900. Can we show the camera?
Truth and nothing but the truth in this investigation before these two Senate committees. Thank you, ma'am. Please take your seat. But not for an interview, but just to show her the truth. That this is not an interview. But the most urgent reason I was looking forward to my coming to this hearing of the Philippine Senate is to seek your help, honorable senators, to help me implement the last will and testament of the late President Marcos to enlist assets in the hands of trustees, to implement the Marcos Humanitarian Foundation so that we can help the country in our economic crisis and help the Filipino people in their agony and suffering.
Perhaps I can tell you that the property of the Marcoses has been brought into a blind trust. And not a 2020 blind trust either. It's a real blind trust. And we don't know exactly how that blind trust operates the property. The only property that we have control of are two or three houses. One in the province of my Ilocos Norte, no, two. Two in the province of Leyte, and one in Manila, 5. Then the schooling for the children, up to possibly a doctorate. Beyond that, all income goes into the Marcos Foundation, which is the foundation that embraces all property. I may have committed many sins in my life. But stealing money from the people and from the government is not one of them.